Welcome back to From Fear to Fun, the podcast where we explore how to transform medical encounters with children from moments of fear into opportunities for fun, with connection, confidence, and cooperation. I'm so glad that you are here. In today's episode, we look at power, because power comes from knowledge. And when children and their parents understand what's happening to them, they become stronger partners in their own care. The more a patient understands, the more capable they become. This is true for adults and just as true for children. But for a child, understand their condition, the explanation must match their developmental stage, their language, their mental imagery, and their way of making sense of the world. Children build internal pictures of reality just like adults do. If we want them to grasp what's happening, we must speak in images they can understand. Let me start by asking you a question. Who judges communication? Here's the key shift. The quality of communication is judged by the recipient, not the sender. It doesn't matter how clear we think we are. What matters is whether they understand. And this is why illustrations are essential. A simple drawing can do what 1,000 words cannot. In pediatric ENT, I use a dedicated explanation sheet, a visual map of the ear, nose and throat. When children and parents see the anatomy, the symptoms, and the cause all connected, the treatment plan suddenly makes sense. So power comes from knowledge. And if it's not ENT? Every doctor in every specialty has about 5 to 10 conversations they repeat over and over and over again every day. So why not support these daily conversations with anatomical diagrams, simple physiology sketches, step-by-step treatment pathways in an illustrated manner, and early warning sign illustrations. These tools don't replace communication, they enhance it. They anchor understanding. They turn abstract concepts into something the child and parent can hold on to. Power comes from knowledge. You might say, they forget anyway. Because we know that patients forget 50 to 80% of what we say immediately. One potential response to that is to stop explaining because, they'll forget it anyway. It's faster, but it does keep families powerless. It undermines shared decision-making, and it contradicts everything we aim for in child-centered care. Power comes from knowledge and not from silence. In my point of view, rather than not explaining, the question would be, why do they forget? Fear blocks memory. I learned that firsthand once when I accompanied my elderly mother to her GP. We had a particularly pleasant conversation, and I understood everything in the room. And yet, the moment we reached the car park, I realized I've no idea what we just discussed. This experience was an eye-opener for me. Because if this happens to a medical specialist, calm, informed, and comfortable in healthcare settings, what chance do frightened parents and children have? None. The emotional load is simply too high. This experience triggered in me the question how to solve this problem. And for this reason, I use a written explanation sheet. It serves multiple purposes. On the one hand, it forces me to pause and listen. So I begin my conversation with 3 questions. What are your ideas about the situation? What concerns you? And what do you expect? You can remember these 3 questions with the acronym EYES. On my explanation sheet, I do write down the answers about the ideas, concerns, and explanations. And the reason for that is to demonstrate to the parents that their thoughts matter. In the next step, I write down my findings on the sheet, and I do that by using the anatomic illustrations present and enhance them with the specific findings per child. This step gives the child and the parent a clear mental picture of the problem. And when we have agreed on the problem, we can jointly formulate a treatment plan. The agreed treatment plan is then also added to the explanation sheet. Writing the plan down while formulating it allows me to really come to a shared decision, because only what's written counts. This way, even a stepwise approach to a treatment plan, concluding several individual steps, can be clarified and made transparent to the parent and the child. It clarifies what I expect from them and what they can expect from me. It improves recall long after they leave the room, and it allows me to direct them to reliable online sources. Because be aware, parents will search the internet anyway. So better guide them to reliable material than leave this search to chances. In a nutshell, power comes from knowledge. Illustrations, written explanations, clear plans empower children and parents. Spoken words alone are fragile, easily forgotten, and easily misunderstood. But when we give families something tangible, we give them confidence, clarity, and control. And that is how we move from fear to fun. Thank you for listening to From Fear to Fun. In our next episode, I will start sharing some extra tips for specific situations that might arise in the clinic. Until then, remain curious, offer connection, and keep moving from fear to fun.